Hi everyone, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. So today we are going to cover some important festivals in news for the upcoming examinations. आपके examinations के लिए हम art and culture में important festivals जो news में रहे हैं उन्हें cover करने जा रहे हैं. So we are going to revise the most important festivals which have been currently in the news also. Right, and we all know that from art and culture's perspective we have to study festivals. Art and culture के perspective से हमें festivals तो पढ़ने ही होते हैं. So this today's class is going to be very helpful and very knowledgeable for all of you from the perspective of prelims. Prelims की perspective से आज की class बहुत important होने वाली है and it's going to be important for prelims, right? If you are appearing for prelims 2021, 2020, 2022, 2023, still this class is going to be effective for all of you and significant for all of you. 2020 से लेके 2024 के students के लिए ये class बहुत बहुत important है, right? So let's start the class. Also the class PDF you will get on my Telegram channel Simplifying UPSC with Ease. The link is given below in the description box. So important festivals we are going to cover today. आज हम important festivals cover करने जा रहे हैं, right? Let's start with the class then. The first important topic that we are going to cover is Kumbh Abhishekam. Recently, the consecration means the Abhishekam is known as consecration, right? That is known as Abhishekam. So this Kumbh Abhishekam ceremony was held at Brihadishwara temple after 23 years in Thanjavur in Tamil Nadu. So first thing that you need to remember is that Brihadishwara temple, where is it? It is in Thanjavur in Tamil Nadu. This is important for prelims, right? They can ask you location, right? And this Kumbh Abhishekam na, so far it has been done 5 times, right? And this was the 5th time after 23 years this Abhishekam was done in the Brihadeshwara temple in Thanjavur, Tamil Nadu. Now the ceremony was held because there was a dispute. There was an old argument for performing this ritual, this Kumbh Abhishekam, and the argument was that there was a struggle of supremacy between the Sanskrit and Tamil traditions. Thus, there were, priests, they were fighting over the Sanskrit and Tamil traditions, which tradition to follow while doing this Abhishekam. The court allowed consecration to be performed in both Tamil and Sanskrit tradition. It argued that there is nothing either in the Agamas, that is the canonical religious text, or in any other religious script to prohibit the chanting of Tamil mantras in the temples. So both Tamil and both Sanskrit mantras will be performed during this Kumbh Abhishekam. Now this temple, Brihadeshwara temple, so far only 5 Kumbh Abhishekam have been done, right? And this was the 5th Abhishekam which was done in 2019. Clear? Now, as per the customs of Hinduism, Kumbh Abhishekam is done once in 12 years. Again, this is very, very important for prelims. Once in 12 years, this Kumbh Abhishekam is done. And according to Hindu Religious Charitable Endowment Department, the temple had Kumbh Abhishekam in the year 1010, 1729, 1843, 1980 and 1997. Clear? Now the Brihadeshwara temple, this is very very important. It is also known as Raja Rajeshwara temple. So they can ask you, they can give you the name of Raja Rajeshwara temple, then they will ask you to highlight which location, in which state it is located. So you have to remember Brihadeshwara temple or Raja Rajeshwara temple, both are same and they are located in Tamil Nadu. ठीक है, दोनों ही temple same है, only the name differs, right? And this temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva and it is in Thanjavur in Tamil Nadu. And Thanjavur, it lies in the delta of which river? Kaveri river. So again this point is very important for prelims, right? So they can ask you the river also on which Thanjavur lies. And it is one of the best examples of Dravidian style of temple architecture. As you all know that in North India, जब हम North India की बात करते हैं, what style of temple architecture is seen in North India? It is the Nagar style. नॉर्थ इंडिया में नागर स्टाइल दिखता है टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर का. एंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट साउथ इंडिया, जब हम बात करते हैं साउथ इंडिया की, हियर वी फाइंड द्रविड़ स्टाइल टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर. So because this Brihadeshwara temple is located in Tamil Nadu, that is in southern side of India, that is why it has Dravidian style of temple architecture and it was built by Chola Emperor Raja Raja Chola I. Right, that is why it is also known as Raja Rajeshwara temple. Now this Dravidian style of temple architecture, it was very famous during the 8th to 13th to 14th century and it consists of pyramidal spire and is adorned with sculptures and paintings inside as well as outside also, right? And it also has been given the UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. ये tag भी इसको दिया गया है. This tag also, this temple has, it received this tag in 1987, and it is also a part of great living Chola temples. So there are three great living Chola temples. First is the Brihadeshwara temple in Thanjavur, second is Brihadeshwara temple at Gangai Konda Cholapuram, and third is Airavateswara temple at Darasuram. Okay, there are two Brihadeshwara temple. First is in Tamil Nadu and second is in Gangai Konda Cholapuram. Okay, and third, the greatest living Chola temple is Airavateswara temple at Darasuram. Okay, so Brihadeshwara temple, which is in Gangai Gonda Cholapuram, it was also built for Lord Shiva and it was built by Rajendra I. Airavateswara temple, it was built by Chola king Raja Raja II. Okay, clear? So these are the two temples that you need to remember for prelims. ये दो temples आपको prelims के लिए अच्छे से याद रखने हैं. Clear? Now Brihadeshwara temple has sculptures of exceptional quality and there are two very famous bronze sculptures. First is of Bhoga Shakti and second is of Subramanya. And Airavateswara temple, it is smaller in size as compared to this temple, and the temple consists of sanctum without a circumambulatory path. That means the sanctum where the deity is kept, you cannot go round and round the deity. So there is no circumambulatory path. Okay. Now, what are the special features? And also remember this Brihadeshwara temple, na, it is also known as Dakshin Meru, that is Meru of the south. Okay, this is very important fact for prelims. Which temple is known as Dakshin Meru? It is the Brihadeshwara temple at Tamil Nadu. तमिल नाडु का जो बृहदेश्वरा टेम्पल है उसको दक्षिण मेरू भी कहते हैं. And this temple is one of the tallest temple in India. Okay, and this engineering mystery, it's an engineering mystery because it is completely made up of granite, and scientists till today they wonder that at this height how the laborers they got the granite, right, in such large quantity. Now the topmost structure in the top of the temple is believed to be carved out of a single stone carving. Again, it's a engineering mystery. It is so designed that Vimana does not cast a shadow at noon during any part of the year. And what is Viman? Viman is the structure over the Garbhagriha in which the deity is kept. Okay. Now second is Kambala. Second important festival, Kambala. Kambala jockey, this was in news, the Kambala jockey who was compared to Usain Bolt, right? His video went viral and he refused to participate in any athletic trials, in any sports. What is Kambala? Kambala is a traditional buffalo race in paddy fields which is filled with mud and water and slush. And it takes place in कर्नाटका. कहाँ होता है कर्नाटका? ये कंबाला फेस्टिवल कहाँ होता है? ये कर्नाटका में होता है, कोस्टल कर्नाटका रीजन में, फ्रॉम नवंबर टू मार्च. And it's a buffalo race. Jallikattu is a bull's race, but Kambala is a buffalo race. And traditionally, this Kambala is sponsored by local Tuluva landlords. Okay. Now, what are the Tuluva landlords? Tuluva people are an ethnic group native to southern India, and they are native speakers of Tulu language. That is why their name is Tuluva. Okay, now they sponsored this festival, and this festival was banned. Why? Because there were petitions which were filed that in this festival there are cruelty against the animals which are performed. It was criticized. It was said that it involves acts of cruelty on animals which are not physiologically suited for racing. Right. Now next point, Supreme Court had banned Jallikattu, bullock cart races and Kambala events in its judgment, but further on the ban on Kambala was removed. Okay, so now what is Jallikattu? Jallikattu is a traditional bull taming event that is organized in Tamil Nadu. कहाँ organized होता है? Tamil Nadu में. Kambala festival, it is organized in Karnataka. Remember this, Kambala, K for Kambala, K for Karnataka. And Jallikattu, इसमें double T है तो याद रखना Tamil Nadu. Okay. Every year it is a part of a harvest festival Pongal, and this sport requires fighters to pounce on a running bull, that is jump on a running bull, to hold on its hump. ये hump निकला होता है ना bull की body में, उसको पकड़ने की कोशिश करते हैं and move along with the animal without falling or getting hurt. So ancient Tamil sangams means the literature books, they describe the practice as Yeru Thaz Vutal. So this Jallikattu is also known as Jallikattu को और किस नाम से बुलाया जाता है? What is the other name of Jallikattu? It is Yeru Thazhuvuthal. Literally it means bull embracing, and it's a traditional event in which a bull such as the Pulliculam or Kangyam breeds, they are being used in this festival. Okay, so remember this, which breed of bull is used, Pulliculam or Kangyam. Okay. Next important festival is Nuakhai. It's a harvest festival of Odisha. It is also known as Nuakhai Parab or Nuakhai Bhetgat. And this festival of Nuakhai is a festival to celebrate the newly harvested food of the farmers. So Nua means, Nua का मतलब क्या होता है? Nua का मतलब होता है new. Okay, clear? And Khai means eat. Okay, so Nuakhai is a combination of two words that means eating of new rice. Okay, now the festival traces its origin to the Vedic period where the sages or rishis used to talk about Pancha Yajna. Right, Panch means five. So one among them was Pralambana Yajna, which means cutting off new crops and offering them to Mother Goddess, which is done in the Nuakhai festival also, which is also known as Nuakhai Parab or Nuakhai Bhetgat. Okay, now it is observed this festival is celebrated on Panchami Tithi, that is the fifth day of lunar fortnight of the month of Bhadrapada, the day after Ganesh Chaturthi is celebrated. Clear? Now, in this festival, newly harvested crop is offered to the deities. This newly harvested crop is known as Nabhana. Okay, जो newly harvested crop को भगवान को चढ़ाया जाता है, उस crop को हम नभाना बोलते हैं. Clear? And it is celebrated in Odisha. Remember the state where it is celebrated. This is important for prelims. कौन से state में ये festival celebrate होता है, ये prelims के लिए important है. Odisha में. The next festival is of Mizoram, that is Zokutpui festival, which is celebrated in Mizoram. Okay, so Mizoram government organized Zogutpui globally to unify the Mizo tribes. This festival would be held at Wangmun, which is a hub town of Mizos in Tripura. Remember this for prelims, Wangmun is a hub town of Mizos. Okay, now it witnesses various cultural programs by different Mizo tribes. So there are different important Mizo festivals which are celebrated, that is Mimkut, Chapurkut, Thalfawangkut, right? These are different festivals celebrated by the Mizo tribes in Mizoram. Now about Mizos. Mizos people are an ethnic group native to Western Burma, Eastern Bangladesh and Northeastern India. And this term covers numerous ethnic peoples who speak various Kukichin languages. Clear? And basically they practice slash and burn agriculture. Okay. Now the World Hindi Day 2020. The World Hindi Day 2020 is celebrated on which day? On Jan 10 every year. हर साल January 10 को celebrate होता है. And the first time the World Hindi Conference was held in 1975 by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. And the first time World Hindi Day was observed was on 2006 Jan 10, and since then it is celebrated every year. Okay. Now, what is the difference between World Hindi Day and National Hindi Divas? World Hindi Day is celebrated on Jan 10. National Hindi Divas is celebrated on September 14. On this day in the Constitution, the Hindi was adopted, which was written in Devanagari script, and it became the official language of the Union. Okay, so that is why National Hindi Divas is celebrated. Okay. Now comes the Hornbill Festival. अब बात आती है Hornbill Festival की. Hornbill Festival is celebrated by the Naga tribe. नागा ट्राइब के जो लोग हैं नागालैंड में, वो ये फेस्टिवल सेलिब्रेट करते हैं. बेसिकली दिस फेस्टिवल offers unique opportunity for states to interact and exhibit their cultural heritage. And Nagaland is geographically located at a vantage point. What do you mean by vantage point? Vantage point means a place from which you have a good view of something. राइट स्थान जहां से कोई वस्तु अच्छी तरह दिखाई दे. सो इट्स अ गेटवे टू द साउथ ईस्ट एशिया एंड नॉर्थ ईस्ट इज द पिवट ऑफ आवर गवर्नमेंट्स एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी ऑल्सो. दैट इज व्हाई दिस फेस्टिवल इज सेलिब्रेटेड विद वेरी मच you can say excitement, right? Now when we talk about Hornbill festival, also remember one more thing. In this festival the bird hornbill is celebrated, right? Now next festival is Bathukamma. Telangana celebrates this festival and it is also known as the festival of flowers. इसको festival of flowers भी बोलते हैं, right? This festival Bathukamma is a festival of flowers and it Telangana is very well known for this festival. This festival was traditionally celebrated by women across the state Underline this. It is celebrated by Telangana and some parts of Andhra Pradesh also. And every year this festival is celebrated as per the Telugu version of Hindu calendar in the Bhadrapad Amavasya, which is also known as Mahalaya Amavasya. Right? And Bathukamma is celebrated for 9 days in the Navratri period. During the Navratri it is celebrated. It is the state festival of Telangana also. This is important for prelims. In Telugu, Bathukamma means Mother Goddess comes alive. So Bathukamma, it's a festival of flowers and it is celebrated for 9 days during Durga Navratri. It represents cultural spirit of which state? Telangana. And Bathukamma means Mother Goddess comes alive. It's a state festival of Telangana. Clear? Next important festival is Jagannath Rath Yatra. It is known as Festival of Chariots, that is the Rath Yatra festival in honor of Puri's Lord Jagannath. And here there are 3 deities which are celebrated in this festival: Jagannath, Subhadra and Balabhadra. Right, Subhadra and Balabhadra were the siblings of Lord Krishna. Jagannath is Lord Krishna. So they travel in 3 different chariots during this festival, and these chariots are known as Nandi Ghosha, तालध्वजा एंड देवादलना. ठीक है, जिस रथ पे इन तीनों भगवानों को लेकर इनका आप कह सकते हो रथ यात्रा निकाली जाती है, उन रथों का नाम है नंदी घोषा, तालध्वज एंड देवादलना. ठीक है. Now Kharchi Puja, it begins in Tripura. Kharchi Puja is a very famous festival of Tripura. The word Kharchi is derived from 2 words. Khar means sin, right? इसको हम खरता भी बोलते हैं. This is also known as खरता. Write it down. And chi means, chi का मतलब होता है cleaning. It is also known as sea. इसको हम sea भी बोलते हैं. ठीक है. Final meaning is cleaning of the sins of the people or the kingdom. That is known as खर्ची, जिसको हम खर्ची बोलते हैं. Right? पापों को साफ करना. Now the 14 gods in this particular festival are worshipped by the royal priest, which is known as Chantai, and this is the only puja performed by the pujari or priest belonging to Tripuri people. So only the people of Tripura can become the Chantai in this festival or the priest in this festival. This is performed after 15 days of the Ambubachi Mela, which is celebrated in Assam. Okay, clear? Now in 2019, Kharchi Puja Mela was celebrated with the theme of Nesha Mukta Tripura and Save Water. Now the Tripuri tribe, they can ask you a question on Tripuri tribe also. You have to remember the one important fact about Tripura, that it merged with Indian Dominion in the year 1949, 2 years after we got independence. Okay, so this was the most important festivals which you have to cover for the prelims part in art and culture. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you really enjoyed it, do not forget to like the video, share it with the other aspirants, and also if you haven't yet subscribed, then subscribe to the channel and never miss an update.